All right, so we have our stack of 10 already cut out. These measure 8 inches by 16, and you saw that we ripped the edges to get a nice straight edge, and then I cut off to make them 16 inches long. That's a fast and easy way to get an accurate measurement. The next step is ironing, and I do all 10 at the same time, and this is how I do it. They came pretty wrinkled, which is understandable, and I want to smooth out the wrinkles just a little bit. I'm not worried about making this perfect, just to get it a little more flat than it already is. And then for the hem part of this, I'm going to fold down about a 1/2 inch. Now we're eventually going to double fold, but as a way of saving time, because we're making so many, let me show you a little trick. We're going to start ironing by a 1/2 inch down, and that's just a single fold. I like steam, can you tell? While I've got the iron on this one, I will fold this one and get it ready and go over there. I'm kind of speeding up each step, even by a few seconds each, really does save time in the end. And then I stack them up. So in this, I'm going to do them in stacks of 10. I think for this blog post and this video, I'm only going to do 5 for the sake of time. But typically I would do these in stacks of 10. I have 100 to make, and I want to go by 10 so that it just speeds up the whole thing. So again, I flattened it out really nice with the iron, fold down on the 8-inch end by 1/2 inch, put my iron on there, get it ready, go over here, fold this one, bring my iron over, and there you go. Now you can see that would go pretty fast to get them all done. So I have the 4 that are done here. I'm going to do a couple more just to show you again. So there's my 8 by 16 measurement for the mask. I'm going to give it a quick iron, nothing too fancy. I'm going to fold down my first side, put the iron on it, fold down the second side, and that's about a 1/2 inch. Put my iron on it. I can move pretty fast with an iron, especially in something that's so repetitive like this, and I can tend to burn myself. So be careful if that's what you're doing. Be careful with your iron if you have little children around. These things get really hot. All right, so then once I have my stack of 10, we go to the sewing machine. All right, so I've already started stitching a couple of these, but let me show you exactly what I'm doing. I've got my stack of ironed sections of fabric laying here on the side. Then I can pick up one of these at a time. You can see the fold that we just put in there. And I'm going to chain these together with the others that I already have. So to start the new one, here I'm at the end of one, and I'm going to add a new one. So to start this, I'm going to do the double fold that this edge needs, and I'm using my ironing crease to help me figure out where that is. And then I'm going to get it ready before I'm finished with the one previous. So I'll do my stitches on the previous one. I'm going to get this ready to go underneath that presser foot, and I'm also going to hit my back stitch button at the same time, because I want a back stitch at the beginning and the end of each one. So that was the back stitch for the end of this one. Now I'm going to feed this double fold into the presser foot. I'm not lifting my presser foot. Notice my needle's in the down position, and the presser foot itself, I'm not lifting. There's no need to lift this up. So I'm going to feed this second one into the presser foot, and the needle grabs it. I'm going to do a couple of back stitches, and then I'm going to move along. Now my machine has an option that the needle stays down in the down position all the time if I click a little button. If yours doesn't, just use your hand wheel and put your needle down. It'll help to hold that under the presser foot, the fabric under the presser foot for the next step. The next step is to finish out that double fold. So remember, we put the crease in there. So what I can do now is take the raw edge I can fold it to the crease here at the very end, and I can fold it again, which this is the part that we ironed, and then if I hold this taut, use my finger and kind of tuck it under, look what happens. I have a double fold with a lot less effort, and I can just stitch along. I'm stitching along the fold, hold that down nice and tight, and I can speed right along, get to the end, close to the end. My needle's down, I'm not all the way at the end. I'm going to pick up my next one, do my double fold, get it ready to go under the presser foot. And I'm going to start to feed this under the presser foot, and I'm also going to do some get ready for some back stitching. So I'm going to stitch a few, I'm going to go slow, stitch a few, back stitch a little bit, and then stitch forward again. And the new piece is going under the needle a few stitches, do a back stitch, and then go forward, and then stop. Make sure my needle is down, pick up the other end, and fold it towards the crease and fold it on the crease, pull it nice and taut, use my finger to tuck that under. Look how nice and neat that looks. Tuck that under and then stitch away. We're going to do this one more time. Notice that I'm slowing down. All right, I'm getting ready. We're getting close to the edge. I'm about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of this one, and notice I'm just tucking those all behind. I pick up the second one, the next one that I'm going to stitch. I do a double fold, fold the raw edge towards the crease, and then fold it on the crease. Line it up and get it ready to go under that presser foot, and I'm also going to get ready to do my back stitch. My back stitch button is right here on my machine. So I'm going to stitch a little bit more, get to the edge, do a few back stitches of the previous one, move forward onto the new one, do a few back stitches, and a few stitches forward, stop the machine with the needle down, pick up the end, fold the raw edge towards the crease, then fold it on the crease and hold it nice and taut. And see how this is not folded under? Watch what happens. I just use my finger and gently tuck it towards that crease, and it makes a perfect fold, a perfect double fold. Then I can move along really quickly. And there you have it. That's how you chain these masks together to make this process go really fast. We have 100 to make, and I'm going to do them in groups of 10 to make this a manageable project, and this is the best way to do it. Once you're all done, you're going to have this side chained, then you're going to turn it around. You don't even have to cut your threads, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to start that double fold under the machine with the first one. Put your needle down, hold those loose threads because they want to get caught up on you. Do a few stitches, back stitch, and then proceed. Fold that raw edge towards the crease, fold it again. Use your finger to smooth it out and stitch along. Slow down towards the end. Get the next piece ready, and here it is. You can see it's chained together on the other side. I haven't clipped it. So I've got this second one ready. Do my double fold like we've been doing to get it started. Get it under the presser foot and get ready to back stitch on this section here. So get that second one, that next one ready. Do some back stitching. Go to the next section. Do some back stitching, settle the needle in the fabric, do your double fold, pull it taut, and stitch away. All right, so we're at the next step now, and we're going to be putting these folds in the mask so that when it fits over top of someone's face, this will stretch out sort of to fit over top of somebody's nose and curve around. You can imagine that curving around. And I'm going to show you an easy way to get those pleats without doing a lot of marking. I don't like marking very much. All right, so the masks are all stitched. The elastic has been attached. I've turned them inside out, and now I'm just going to give them a quick little press to flatten it all out. Now while I'm still here, I'm going to iron in all these pleats, all these folds. The first step is to take the open end towards the folded end and match up the edges and press. That puts a crease right in the dead center of the mask. See that crease? The next step is to take that same edge and fold it towards the crease that you just ironed and press. Don't press over top of that crease you just did or you'll take it out. You don't want to do that. And then we have another one, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to bring this edge toward the centermost crease, and we're going to press. So we have 3 creases here. I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to do the pleats like you see in this one over here. See how these are all like accordion style. They all go in one direction. That's what we're going to do next. So first of all, we're going to take that first pleat and we're going to pinch it up and fold it over about 1/2 inch. That sounds harder than it really is. Really, this is just the width of my finger when I pinch it. That's about 1/2 inch. Yours will probably be the same. And just fold it over and press it down. Oops. Going to take the next one. This is the centermost crease, the very first one that we ironed. We're going to pinch it and fold it down. That's about 1/2 inch. Don't worry about it being exact. That's hot. Then the last one, we're going to pinch that crease and fold it down about 1/2 inch. And there you have it. No marking. They had to be ironed anyway, so we kind of combined all those steps together. It's not exactly perfect, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. Do it as best as you can. The next step is to stitch these pleats down on either side like that, and then the mask will be done.